Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has hidden unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure, or admire an old one. What will we find today? Let's dig in. Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
What is your biggest worry? Maybe it's your health. That's understandable when COVID continually pervades the news and has for over a year and a half. Maybe it's being alone. Maybe your worry is about your children and grandchildren and their future. Or maybe day-to-day things cause you stress and worry. Maybe you feel overwhelmed with the complications of life. Maybe you live hand to mouth and you quite literally don't know where your next meal is coming from. No matter what your worry, Jesus has the same thing to say to you. In Luke 12:22-32, He's telling His disciples, "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, or about your body, what you will wear. Life is more than food, and the body more than clothes. Consider the ravens. They don't sow or reap, they have no storeroom or barn, yet God feeds them. And how much more valuable are you than birds? Who of you by worrying can add a single hour to his life? Since you can't do this very little thing, why do you worry about the rest? Consider how the lilies grow. They don't labor or spin, yet I tell you, not even Solomon in all of his splendor was dressed like one of these. If that's how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow is thrown into the fire, how much more will He clothe you, O you of little faith? And do not set your heart on what you eat or drink. Don't worry about it, for the pagan world runs after all these things, and your Father knows that you need them. But seek His kingdom, and these things will be given to you as well. Do not be afraid, little flock, for your Father has been pleased to give you the kingdom." That's a command. Do not worry. Do not be afraid. They're pretty much the same thing. Worry is fear fluttering around in your mind. Why shouldn't we worry? Well, for one thing, it's a waste of time. We can't change things by worrying about them. God gives us only 24 hours in a day. That's 1,440 minutes. We shouldn't waste one of those precious minutes by worrying, let alone hours. And worry shows God that we don't trust Him. As Jesus said, unbelievers may worry about things like that, but those who are children of the God of the universe who made all things, we're different. We should have faith that the fact that God knows what we need and He is able to supply it abundantly. We shouldn't worry because we know without a doubt that our Father loves us and He is powerful enough to take care of us no matter what happens. Instead of wasting our time worrying, what does Jesus say to do? In verse 31, He says, "Seek His kingdom, and these things will be given to you as well." The New Living Translation says, "Seek the kingdom of God above all else, and He will give you everything you need." Our physical and emotional needs shouldn't come first. Yes, they're important, but not as important as God's kingdom. How do we put that into practice? What does seeking God's kingdom first look like? For a friend of mine who had regular cancer treatments, it meant getting to know the nurses who served her regularly, asking them how that she could pray for them, inviting them to church. For a friend of mine in a nursing home, it meant reading a devotional at the dinner table with the other residents and praying with them. For my mother-in-law, who cares for her husband at home, it means sending cards to people and spending time with them on the phone and praying for them. Whatever your worry is, how could you refocus it into a kingdom project? If your worry is loneliness, how could you cultivate relationships with others and show them the Lord's love? If your worry involves your family members, how could you encourage them in the Lord? Pray over it. I'd love to hear what you come up with. Jesus didn't say, "Where your treasure is, there will your worries be also." But where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Where's your heart today?
As always, we'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to share a treasure, support this ministry, or get Carla to speak at an event, please contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. You can listen to other episodes on our website, which you can find in the description below. Thanks for listening, and have a great day.